Hello everyone and welcome. In this video I will show you how you can fix your stuttering issues and frame rate issues with Final Fantasy XIII-2, the PC Steam version, which was released yesterday or 2 days ago, I believe. So it's a pretty new game, and it's really crazy. A lot of people seem to have a lot of performance problems and stuttering issues and frame rate issues on fairly decent hardware. So this lets me believe that Square Enix kinda made a bad port for the PC. And I went to the Steam forums, and as I mentioned, a lot of people seem to have problems with it on even on very good hardware. Personally, I'm on my laptop, which is an Asus K43S, I believe, and it has a it's not the best laptop out there, but it has a Nvidia GeForce GT 540M. When you look here at the right side, I'm using gadgets to um, watch my performances, and as you can see right now, it's the GT 540M, and the CPU is an Intel i5 Sandy Bridge, I believe. So it's fairly decent. It runs Advanced Warfare at high settings, I believe, and also other games fairly good. But Final Fantasy XIII-2 runs it does run at 6 to 7 frames, and this is not acceptable. It's like really it runs like in slow motion. Um, I've made a video about this. I will post the link into the description and on this screen so you can check it out. It runs fairly bad, but I found out you have to tweak a little bit in your Nvidia control panel. So this video should help a lot of Nvidia GeForce users. Sorry guys, if you are using an AMD card, I'm not so experienced with AMD cards, and yes, this is mainly for GeForce users, so bear with me. Anyway, to apply the performance tweaks, you have to actually open your Nvidia control panel. For this, you type in Nvidia, and it should pop up, but it takes some time. I see. There it is, Nvidia control panel. Open this one up. You don't have to open it up from the start menu. You can also open it up from your GeForce experience. But it takes some time because I'm recording my desktop with my recording software, and the recording software eats frames like crazy. So when it opens up, you should go to Manage 3D Settings. It loads incredibly slow because arrow is disabled, and but anyway, you go into your Nvidia control panel under Manage 3D Settings, and under Manage 3D Settings you should have your list of programs here, and you should choose your Final Fantasy XIII-2 .exe file. If it's not in that list, you should add it. Press the add button, it's so annoying, it's so slow because I'm recording with the Open Broadcast software, and the Open Broadcasting software disables arrow, and I think it interferes with the Explorer of the. Well, anyway, once it opens up, if you recently played the game, it should be there. It's the Final Fantasy 13-2 exe file. Don't confuse it with the launcher. The launcher should be in the root directory, but the exe file is actually in the Final Fantasy 13-2 alba underscore data slash program slash win slash bin slash ffx1112 emng exe. You see, that's the path to your exe. So search for that one, and of course add it at the selected program. So because I already applied the settings, I will remove them and show you from scratch what exactly you have to apply to make it run better, or to double your frame rate almost. So I will remove it. Okay. Then I will add it again. There it is. So add selected program. And now, when you are on a laptop like mine and you are using a Sandy Bridge i5 CPU, make sure you select your high performance Nvidia processor to run this game on, because the default setting will always open it up with the integrated graphics, and this is the graphics card which is integrated in your i5 CPU, but we want to run it with our Nvidia processor. Okay, then we go into the settings. I have a screenshot right here where it says the optimal settings for this game, and I will go into them in a little bit. So ambient occlusion is not supported by this game, so you can't select it. So it's grayed out, so you can't even select it. Anisotropic filtering, you can set it to 16x or 4x. It doesn't really matter. I will set it to 16x. You can't see the difference at a small resolution like I am using anyway. So anti-aliasing FXAA should be disabled because it's not even supported by this game. Anti-aliasing gamma correction should be left to on. It's by default left to on. Anti-aliasing mode, this one you should override. If you override it, you can set it manually. The default setting is application control, but you select override any application setting. So once you set your anti-aliasing mode to override any application setting, you can set your anti-aliasing settings manually, and I would recommend you set it to 8x CSAA. But if you have a stronger graphics card or better hardware, you can try it on 32x CSAA, but I leave it to 8x CSAA, so this worked for me pretty good, and it should for you as well. Anti-aliasing transparency, leave it off. It's also off by default. Next one is CUDA GPUs. Leave the default settings on. It says use global settings all. Maximum pre-rendered frames. This one is important that is set it to 1. It has a frame rate impact. I'm not sure what exactly it does. It says in the description the list box contains all of the 3D features you can adjust on an Nvidia GPU based graphics card. Leave it to 1. Then multi-display GPU acceleration. Since we are on a laptop, I would suggest, or on a desktop as well, leave it to single display performance mode. The default setting should be multiple display performance mode, but leave it to single display performance mode. Next up is power management mode. Power management mode here, you should set it to prefer maximum performance. The default is adaptive, but set it to prefer maximum performance. This is also important. Shader cache. Shader cache, I'll leave it to on. It's on by default, I think. Yes. Texture filtering should be off. Texture filtering anisotropic sample option. Texture filtering negative LOD bias. Leave it to clamp or lower clamp. the user global setting is allow. Leave it to clamp. Texture filtering. Um, I believe you should leave it to quality, and it is by default quality, so no problems there. Texture filtering is on, I believe. Yes, or set it to what else? No, I'll leave it to on. Thread optimization. By default, it's user global settings auto. Set it to, I believe, on. Yeah, on. And then there is triple buffering. By default, it's deactivated, but you should activate it. So activate it, leave it to on. The vertical sync. This will sync your frame rate. I suggest you turn it on for this game. And the virtual reality pre-rendered frames, use global settings, use 3D application. And that's about it, guys. Make sure you have all these settings here like I do. Here on the right side you can recheck them once again. This is a screenshot I took from the Steam forum from a guy who posted it, and it actually helped me, so I show you in this video how you can do it as well. And for all Nvidia users out there, I highly suggest you do the same. You try it for yourself and let me know if it worked for you. And let's launch the game. Last but not least, hit apply to make sure you take all these settings. Okay, once it's done, you can close it. And let's launch the game and see if it plays well or if it plays better. Okay, once the launcher launches, you have additional options. Of course, because this is a demonstration, I will you have here full screen and windowed mode. I will leave it to windowed mode to show you the resolution. I set it to 720p. You can set it to 1080p if you have a higher res monitor, but because this is a small monitor on a laptop, I will leave it to 720. The sound settings, you can select Japanese audio or English audio. This has nothing to do with performance or frame rate. This is just the voice in the game. I'll leave it to English. It's no performance impact whatsoever. Now at the right side we have shadow resolution, and this setting actually has a performance impact. The higher you set the resolution, the harder it will be to play this game, because if you crank it up to 4K or even beyond that, this is actually the resolution of the shadows in game. So for testing purposes, I will set it to 512 by 512, but I would recommend you are using 2048 x 2048 for your gaming PC. But let's leave it to the smallest resolution available, just for demonstration purposes. Anti-aliasing MSAA, you can set it to 4x, 2x, 4x, 8x, or 16x. I don't think it has much of an performance impact as other options. I will just leave it to 16x, and then I will just start the game. So it really did run like crap before I was applying these tweaks. It ran around 6 to 7 FPS on this particular hardware. At home at my gaming PC, which has a Nvidia 660 GTX, it ran around 30 to 60 FPS after I applied these tweaks. So I will show you. I hope I have a save state where I can show you some gameplay. Let's see.
Final Fantasy XIII-2.
This is really a fantastic game, but I really wished Square Enix would have taken more steps into optimizing this game and giving us a better experience, because there are a lot of Final Fantasy fans even on the PC, and were in outrage on the Steam forums right now because it was so badly optimized, because it runs so bad on high-end PCs, and because the frame rate is a mess, and it runs at an internal resolution of 720p. So here we are in game. This is window mode running at 720p, and well, it does run a little bit better than before. Before this section here at the beach, it ran around 6 to 7 frames per second. Now it should run around 16 to 20. Well, I still have performance impact, but this is because of the recording, because of the Open Broadcaster software, which limits my frame even more. But it should run just fine on high-end graphics card. No, not even high-end, on decent graphics card, like, I don't know, like the Nvidia 760 or my 660 GTX Ti. It should run around 30 to 60 FPS. So this is a fantastic game, guys, but Square Enix did indeed some hackneyed porting job with this game, and Final Fantasy XIII I believe deserves better than this. So maybe Square Enix isn't that experienced with porting to the PC, but they should have at least give us some flawless experience instead for us tweaking game fights and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, guys, test out these settings, let me know what you think. I hope it helped you. It helped me increasing my frame rate in this game, and please leave a comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and leave a like, and thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great time. Bye bye.